Hey y'all, it's November the 16th, 2017, and I'm filming here from an undisclosed location. It looks like a Dollar General, but it might not be. It's November the 16th, 2017, and y'all, I don't even know if you know. I don't know if you know, but my technology's been failing me. Alright, for a number of days I've been trying to share certain different stories and news articles, noteworthy things happening in the internet. Alright, one of those things is a continuing saga that is what's going on with Tommy Sotomayor. Alright, it appears as though he might be losing it completely. Alright, and I say this, I'm a Tommy Sotomayor fan. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of information from him and I like it. Alright? I like it a lot. I click like all the time. Anyways, Tommy Sotomayor. I covered the fact that he had a nervous breakdown. Now, I won't be too long-winded about it just because, you know, I've already gone over it a number of times. All right, I understand none of it got uploaded. It's crazy. All right, the YouTube and my technology. But like I said, Tommy Sotomayor, and just to be brief, had a nervous breakdown. Turns out, like I said, he's an internet personality. Turns out people have been threatening him for years, physically, financially, legally, all sort of ways, upon the internet especially, upon the internet, right? This has been happening for years, and it continues to this day, and I think that it's definitely worth noting. Tommy Sotomayor is still receiving abuse. He's still receiving abuse, and people are coming at him all sort of different ways. You know, I know that there's a lot of people on YouTube and on the internet and stuff, and there's a lot of people that are new to it and just getting the idea of what's going on here on the internet. Well, to all those people, especially if I know them, the youngsters out there, I'll let them know, you know, believe it or not, you're gonna get harassed. And the thing is, Tommy knows this way more than I do. Alright, I'm not saying that because he's a seasoned veteran in the game. He knows exactly. But the thing is, stakes are high. Alright, they're very high for Tommy Sotomayor. He's been on edge for a long time. People threatening his life. Alright, trying to take advantage of him. Various family members, to include his young daughters. Alright, so Tommy Sotomayor on the internet wound up having a nervous breakdown, and the thing is, I can't blame him. It's very awkward. I saw it live on the internet when it was happening. What happened, apparently, just to be very brief, all right? I need to be very brief because I've already gone over it. Thing is, all right, here, there's, if I understand correctly, a man by the name of Poppy. He's from the Zulu Nation. A lot of people my age and below have not a clue what that is. All right, Poppy, he was a man he was a little boy actually. Back in the day, Zulu Nation, he got raped by a man by the name of African Bambaataa. If I'm understanding this correctly, all right, this man who you don't know probably is considered, you know what I'm saying, the godfather of hip hop or whatever and stuff like this. He was raping little boys back then, all right, a number of them. And he put them in the Zulu Nation. And he gave them silly names such as Poppy. Anyways, I had to let you know, this is the type of person who was saying all sort of incredible things. Just horrid things about Tommy Sotomayor's young daughter in the shower, soap running all over the place. I mean, really some pedophile stuff. Really some serious. And this is coming from a person who's been raped as a child by African Bambaataa, godfather of hip-hop. Anyways, so Tommy Sotomayor, he was going to have a live stream broadcast, which is the future. All right, so way of the future, these live stream broadcasts, and I want to get on them. That's what I've been trying to do. That's what I was trying to do the other day, because it is the way of the future. The thing is, it's not about being famous. Just real quick, y'all, it really isn't about being famous. right? Being famous won't help you at all. You know, actually, lots of times being famous hurts you a lot of the time. Here's what I figured out, man. You don't need to be famous. You just need to know certain people who are interesting and who know some stuff. And you need to talk to them on the internet. People are doing that live on the internet all day. These live streams is very entertaining. It's the way of the future. But I digress. He was on a live stream. He was having a nervous breakdown. I was watching it. It was very awkward. I didn't know what to do. Tommy Sotomayor, he went all off on a tangent about, you know, how he hates everybody. He's like, dude, if you don't like it, you know, unsubscribe and shit. He was having a nervous breakdown, right? So he was like, y'all unsubscribe. I don't care if you don't like it. Just get off the internet, get off my webpage and stuff like this. He was like, dude, I don't even have no friends. Don't email me and stuff. And asked me about if I'm doing all right. He said, I don't even have no friends. And he got real serious. And he was just like, dude, I don't even have no friends, all right? If you don't give me money, I don't even give a damn about what you're saying. He was going crazy because not only was Tommy Sotomayor being like harassed sincerely in a criminal way by this man named Poppy who had been raped by Africa Bambaataa back in the day, right? Tommy Sotomayor not only had to deal with that, but he was dealing with people on YouTube. All right, I don't know about you, but I've been watching these live streams. I like them. All right, I like them a lot to get stuff in real time. People who I know and I respect and I like, to listen to them exactly when they say it, what they're saying. All right, these live streams. All right, Tommy Sotomayor had a nervous breakdown. All right, because he'd been threatening all sort of different things. All right, he said, I don't have no friends. We discussed in a video that probably didn't get uploaded. The fact is that Tommy Sotomayor does not have any friends. I would agree. Tommy Sotomayor said he don't have no friends. He's on a mission. All right? The mission happens regardless. And he don't have no friends. The thing is, honestly, unfortunately to some, I would have to agree Tommy Sotomayor doesn't have no friends. In fact, you don't have no friends. I don't really have no friends. Thing is, I'm very blessed. I know a lot of great people upon the internet. Very interesting minds. And I respect them a lot, and they do a lot of good things. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, but I don't have no friends. You don't have no friends, right? But we're gonna make a whole different other video about that, breaking that down. I just want to go ahead and end what is happening currently in the saga of Tommy Sotomayor. I was keeping up with him. I saw a stream that he did. It's a lot of traffic in the background. I saw a stream that Tommy Sotomayor did, I think just today, in which he's suffering problems now. Because remember, people are stalking him. People are making all sort of vile threats about his family, his young daughters, everything like this. They're going to town. Perverts. Disgusting individuals, obviously criminals, obviously. So Tommy Sotomayor is having to deal with that. But meanwhile, as an update, he just made a video in which the Child Protective Services came to his door, put a little sign on his door, a little greeting, say, hey, we heard some things about you, and we want you to answer to us. We want you to call this number. We want you to go out of your way. This is what they left on a sign on the door of Tommy Sotomayor's door. As he opened it, he saw it, and he saw that there was a number that apparently he was supposed to call. Okay, so he had to call Child Protective Services. Why? Because Child Protective Services in his particular area had been given an anonymous tip. Right? Because you understand, that is procedure. Usually, when it comes to Child Protective Services, you get anonymous tips, right? This person doesn't need no name or anything like that. Maybe they'll just say something, say, hey, can you keep me anonymous? But what I heard about this guy was this and that. That's how, believe it or not, y'all, that's how Child Protective Services actually operates. Right? Tommy Sotomayor, he got that sign, and there's nothing funny about it. Tommy Sotomayor, he got that sign on his door that say, you know, you better call us because we heard you were doing some crazy things. Crazy things with your daughters and stuff. Meanwhile, if you don't know who Tommy Sotomayor, just to wrap this up real quick, I mean, he's a father, but his children don't live with him. They live in different other states, different baby mamas, and he accidentally fell down that and slipped down that slippery slope. All right, so his children don't even live with him. They're getting anonymous tips from someone who's absolutely stalking him. And just to wrap this up, I mean, you can go ahead and check out his channel, his live streams. He has many different channels. He keeps getting banned off of YouTube. Why? For bringing y'all news that's not on your television at all. All right, I mean, it is locally, but they don't show this nationally. Not what Tommy Sotomayor shows. Every single day, he puts in that work. You know what I'm saying? He goes really, really hard in the paint. So I think that, you know, he deserves all sort of mad credit. Probably deserves money. I'm going to start giving him some of my money. And I'm going to have to talk about that in another different video. But the thing is, now he's got Child Protective Services. And just so you know, you can go and check out today's video and see him calling the number that was on the little note that was put on his door from Child Protective Services. He called that number. I believe he did it live on air. He might have recorded it. He called the number, so he put his conversation up on the internet. You can go see it, right? In which he tells the person, "Hey, what's up?" Obviously, everybody knows it's not a secret or anything like this. Obviously, if Child Protective Services ever communicates with you, for whatever reason, that's not good. That's absolutely not. That's a nightmare situation when you think about it. All right, so he went ahead and called them live on either live or recorded on the internet. He called them up, and he's like, "Dude, obviously I got stalkers. Do you not know who I am?" See, a lot of people don't know who Tommy Sotomayor is. All right, there's a lot of people in society don't know who he is. All right, and I can't blame them for whatever reason. But he said, "Listen, I'm on the internet, all right? I'm all over the internet." He's talking to some lady. This lady named Kelly. He had to go call her, right? Because for whatever reason, she needed information. She doesn't have no authority, by the way. Anyways, he calls her up and says, "Listen, I got a stalker. And then he shoots her the link. Because, of course, she's at a computer. He says, "Dude, check this out. Check this link. This guy, he is stalking me on the internet. It's blatant over the top with it. All right?" And he's making all sort of threatening. He's causing people, you know what I'm saying? He's inciting a violent, riotous nature with his channels. Right? Obviously, I have a stalker. He's the anonymous tip that y'all got, by the way. All right? Him or one of his other acolytes who just, that's what they live for. They live for trying to destroy Tommy Sotomayor for whatever reason. All right, he said, obviously this anonymous tip's bogus. And then Tommy said, "You know, my children don't even live with me, by the way." All right, and nobody, this is bogus. It's from an anonymous source. And the lady said, "Well, yeah, I understand it. Here's the moral of the story. Here's the ending of the story. We're gonna wrap it up real quick." The lady on the other line, she said, "Well, Kelly," she said, "Yeah, I understand that, but still, just because of this is policy, I need your baby mama's telephone numbers. I gotta go ahead and give them a call." Which, believe it or not, I don't know if a lot of y'all don't understand, but I imagine a lot of y'all do understand. That's outrageous. An anonymous source, a complete nobody, could say something about you, about your children. They're on the internet stalking you, by the way, and it's, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Completely documented, right? It's so easy to go see the evidence of this. All right, so he's on CPS and he says, "Look, obviously," and she's like, "Yeah, I know, I see somebody stalking you. Yes, I know, it's very violent, it's a very vile nature. Yes, I know, they're talking about your children and stuff. I can see that. By the way, can I still get the numbers to your baby mamas, please?" The thing is, hell no, absolutely not. Tommy Sotomayor, I mean, obviously he said absolutely not. But I don't know if some of y'all are getting me. We live in America. No, you do not get my baby mama's telephone numbers. Like, the thing is, see, this is what I gotta explain. And this is what she was trying to explain. She has the authority, that's a key word to dwell upon, the authority to put in a complaint. had the police intervene on Tommy Sotomayor, she absolutely does have that authority to write a little note to the police, have the police come into Tommy Sotomayor's place. She has that authority, but she does not have the authority. What she was trying to explain over the hilarious conversation, what she was trying to explain was she don't have the authority to not call his baby mamas up and ask them all sort of lewd questions. She doesn't have the authority to intervene and obviously stop, like tell the police, hey look, there's someone stalking Tommy Sotomayor. He's making threats to the Child Protective Services, anonymous tips, and he needs to be arrested immediately. She does not have the authority to do that. Even though it's obvious and for everybody to see, she doesn't have the authority to do that. But however, she does have the authority to write a note to the police, have the police come see you. Do you understand? But that is how it works, all right? There's a lot of lessons to be learned. Obviously, another lesson that we're going to cover in a different video is that you don't have friends, but it's not something to get down upon, all right? You're a blessed person. I'm also a blessed person, and I think we're probably infatuated with each other, all right? So, but we don't have friends. Anyways, it's November the 16th, 2017, and I'll have to holler at y'all later.